Do you believe you make financial decisions like an adult? Well, the truth is most of the choices you make with your money today aren't rational, they're emotional. And worse, they were programmed in your childhood. Innocent phrases you heard from your parents, comparisons, fears. All of it became an invisible code that still sabotages you today, and no one ever told you this. If this kind of truth makes you reflect, leave a like and subscribe, because here you'll find the financial clarity they never gave you, not at school, nor at home. When you were a child, you may have heard your parents say, "That's too expensive for us. We don't have that luxury. Money doesn't grow on trees." Those phrases seemed like just complaints, but they were seeds. Seeds that silently grew, creating deep roots in how you think, feel, and act about money. And the most dangerous part? Those roots are invisible. You grow up thinking you're making conscious choices, when in reality, you're just repeating emotional patterns that aren't even yours. Childhood shapes not only how you see the world, but also how you see yourself in the world of money. And now that you understand this, you're ready to take the first step toward freedom, identifying these toxic habits that have followed you since you were little and starting to uproot them. That's not for us. Maybe you heard this when you asked for something simple as a kid, a trendy sneaker, a toy, a trip. And without realizing it, you learned that money was something from another world, from rich people, distant, different from you. This habit creates an invisible wall between you and prosperity, like existing with little is your only option. The problem is that when you believe wealth isn't for you, your brain starts acting to confirm that. You avoid opportunities. You self-sabotage. You feel bad when you earn more. And all this, without realizing it. The good news? Belief isn't a sentence. Money isn't just for the rich. Money is for those who learn to handle it. And if you're here, it's because you're ready to break this cycle. Comment below if this phrase was part of your childhood. Let's break this pattern together. Because from now on, you'll understand that money doesn't define you, it obeys you. Save that money, boy. Don't mess with it. How many times did you hear something like that? Our parents, most of the time, didn't have access to financial education. So what they knew was, saving is safety, spending is risk. And with that, we were taught to save out of fear, not strategy. The problem is saving money without knowing how to multiply it. It is like pouring water into a leaky bucket. Over time, everything escapes. Inflation, unforeseen expenses, lost opportunities. Saving is important, of course. But only saving means standing still in a game that requires movement. While you just save, others' money is growing. Investing isn't just for the rich. It's for those who understand that freedom isn't collected, it's built. And if you've never learned to invest, that's okay. It's not your fault. But now you have a responsibility. Decide to learn. Because every idle reel is a second of freedom delayed. And if you've come this far, deep down you know, saving is safe, but growing is necessary. If it's not hard-earned, it's not worth it. This phrase, repeated for generations, created a dangerous association. The more suffering, the more merit. And so you grow up believing you have to kill yourself working to deserve something. The result? Tired, overworked people, and still financially stuck. It's not a lack of effort. It's excess effort in the wrong place. Because the money game isn't just physical, it's mental, strategic. Of course, work is noble, but when it's misdirected, it becomes a prison disguised as dignity. The world has changed, and continuing to trade time for money forever is a recipe for frustration. You don't have to suffer to prosper. You need to think better, act with intention, and learn to leverage what you already do. Hard work is admirable, but working smart is what changes lives. And if this makes you feel guilty, it's more proof this habit was planted too early. Money isn't something you talk about. Maybe you grew up in an environment where talking about money was taboo, shameful, or even offensive. And this silence unknowingly taught you, money is taboo. Those who talk about it are greedy. It's better not to know than to expose yourself. The problem is that what's not spoken about isn't understood. And what's not understood controls you. When we grow up without discussing money, we become adults ashamed to ask, afraid to negotiate, struggling to plan. And the cycle repeats. Entire families struggling, but avoiding the subject at the dinner table. Money needs to be treated naturally, like health, education, or food. Talking about money isn't greed. It's maturity. And the more you talk, ask, and seek, the more prepared you'll be to deal with it. Enough silence. Because every delayed conversation is a lost opportunity to change your reality, and your families too. So-and-so got rich and changed. Maybe you heard this or even thought it yourself. This phrase carries a toxic belief that turns money into a villain and wealth into an enemy. The problem? This idea creates guilt for wanting to grow. You start believing that if you get rich, you'll lose friends, values, even your essence. But the truth is different. Money doesn't change who you are. It only amplifies what already exists inside you. It can reveal generosity or selfishness. It can enhance humility or arrogance. An arrogant person will be arrogant with or without money. A generous person will be generous just the same. So why let this fear stop you from achieving your financial freedom? You have the right to grow, prosper, and do it with dignity. And the first step is to take the weight of guilt off your shoulders. After all, wealth isn't a privilege, it's a consequence. And your time to reap is coming. Now you know. Most of your financial habits didn't come out of nowhere. They were planted way back, in childhood, in phrases, attitudes, and beliefs you absorbed without realizing. But here's the key point. You're not trapped in these patterns. It's possible to reprogram your mind and build a new relationship with money. Remember the 5 toxic habits we talked about. Money is for rich people. Saving is more important than investing. You have to work really hard to get anything. Money isn't talked about. People with money become arrogant. Now the choice is in your hands. If you want to accelerate this transformation and learn to truly manage money, check the link in the description. There's special content that can help you take the next step. Because your financial freedom starts with the decision to change. And that decision, my friend, is yours.